Hey Talk Shop ladies, I want to do a video that is shorter and a few short videos. I've done a lot of long ones, so think of it as meaty content. And I know that when I release a longer video, it takes a while to get some responses because it takes time to listen. So in lieu of all these topics we've talked about, marriage, relationships, that seems to be just a topic that keeps coming up. I want to share some things before, not that I forget, but while it's fresh on my mind. Let's get into it. So, in summary, for anyone rewatching this, you are a woman, and there's the feminine in us, and it's our ability to receive, to be present, to feel, to be, to express, all of that, okay? That's that feminine heart, that softness, that warmth, that openness. When we say eros, remember, it's your feelingness, you feeling you, right? Can the man feel you feeling you? Because whatever you feel, whether it's numbness, irritation, looking down, open, that's what the man feels. That's that energy transfer, energy that happens in life, in the spiritual, or however you want to say. And so here's a couple key points. Respect. Men, I don't care if it's your dad, your husband, your friend, your neighbor, your coworker, or your brother, I don't care. Males, they want to be, their biggest, deepest desire is to be seen as a man. And when we see them as a man, then we're able to respect them. Okay, it has nothing to do with, how do I say this? It's not like giving off this vibes of, oh, you can't do this without me, or oh, you're incompetent, or I can't trust you. No, when we look at a man as a man, we start to posture our energy already differently. And while men crave that respect and being seen as a man, what women crave is to be cherished. Our heart to be cherished and seen and valued and loved and witnessed. Okay, very that present, how they experience us as the feminine. And the problem that happens in any dynamic, and this is not to blame women, okay, but the power of women, if you do not like what you're seeing with a man, I don't care if you're dating, I don't care if it's anyone, okay, change your energy, because men always respond to the energy, the tone, the vibe, the terms, however you want to say, what you give off. That is what they are responding to. Start to be mindful and intentional about how you're showing up. Mind you, I did not say start doing things differently. We're breaking out of this external or religious or masculine. We're breaking out of that. It's this whole issue with, oh, what's a good, modest, good Christian wife? Or, ooh, trad wife. We're not doing this, as my coach says, performative roles stuff. It has nothing to do with performance. It has nothing to do with this outside stuff. It has everything to do with your energy. And so when we change the energy, like anytime my husband's coming home, in fact, I will say this, and the only times in our relationship I've had times where I'm like, ooh, what is this weird feeling I'm like feeling with my fiance, this man. And I had to sit with that a couple times and say, like, what is coming up? Why am I feeling this like irritation starting to come up? And I can do this myself. Like, don't bother me. Like this attitude, irritation that I feel. And then once I started to drop into my body and my emotions and sit and see, like, what is this? What is this unsexy, unattractive behavior that I'm feeling and I'm feeling towards him? And the more I have that attitude, I don't like that. That happened when we were in our survival mode, remodeling our home, planning a wedding. There was 5,000 projects going on constantly, like painting, trim, nails, filling in the hole. Like there was so much going on. And I noticed anytime I got in this like sister brother vibe, the one that I have with my brother, that's feeling of like, oh, let me do this, or just these old rules started to come up. That's when I was like, wow, that's when I don't feel even attracted to my husband. Not that I don't feel attracted, like I I love him. Everything about him is amazing. But I noticed when I'm in this energy of like, you can't do this, or I can't even, I don't know, like whatever survival stuff was going on, or let me do it right, or I can trust myself better filling in this little hole in the wall. Every time I started to get into that energy, because it, you know, when we're in a hurry, when we're in survival, when we're just like operating to get things done, it's so easy to drop out of that feminine, because like we're in survival mode, right? I thank God someone taught me to like pause and pull back and be like, this is not your brother. You don't want him to be your brother. He's a man and he's your man. Can I back off and rest and let him do what he's doing? Whether it's him letting him figure something out in his like human moment and not get sucked in and take over. Can I just kind of rest and witness and reposture my energy of, you're a man. You're my man. You got this. And when I started to practice that, I'm telling you, like, thank goodness that polarity and attraction and rest and like recalibration would happen fairly quickly. But I just think about women who get stuck in that dynamic for a long time in marriage. Of course, it's going to be sometimes maybe hard for them to be like, what do you mean I have to reposture myself and see him as a man and respect him? But if we don't, what's that going to cost us? It's going to cost that polarity and attraction and desire that we need in a marriage. And when the man is not able to feel the feminine because she's closed off, her eros is closed off, numbed out, unfortunately, sometimes that is when, not justifying at all, I'm just talking about biology, that is sometimes where men will then find another or a different feminine to experience in the world because they crave to be seen as a man. And when we're like our home base, we're not able to even give that to our men. It sucks, and I am not justifying, but that's where sometimes men will find other attention. I'm not talking about that topic at all today. I am talking about the importance of you understanding the woman has so much power in being in that feminine, because men crave to feel that, okay? So the other thing I was gonna say is, women, you don't have to baby him, okay? We're not doing any of that, but love is a choice. And it's no different than the man choosing to be devoted to you and being loyal. Men don't need relationships, okay? I know that the Bible and church teach us a lot of stuff, and that's wonderful, but on a biological level, women are the ones who are more vulnerable on a survival level. We are the physically weaker vessel. Like on a protective level, like we do. I don't care what rhetoric even the modern world says about women. If we just bear it down to the bones in terms of biology, females need relationships. We need that protection. Like if I'm taking care of my baby, I don't need to be still taking care of my house and my life and my job. And we see how stressed out those women are when they don't have that. And if they say, I don't need a man, that's their own core wound. That's an energy issue, okay? That's that hyper masculinity. It's an issue. It's not a celebration. So, but men, they don't need to be protected, but they desire to feel the feminine. So because men don't need relationships, but they can benefit from it, you could see where, especially like, you know, thank goodness things like a covenant marriage, or even having moral principles of union, or, you know, spiritual views, like all those are good frames for us to be in, and they're great, especially when humans consent and agree to a union, a partnership, a marriage. Side note, boyfriend girlfriend is not, biology does not recognize that. Like either you guys are mates in life or you're not, okay? The terminology of boyfriend girlfriend dating is like less than 100 years old type of thing. So another side note. But in terms of your biology, women, you always have a choice to love and to show up with devotion, just like me, just like you. Men also choose to love and show up in devotion, right? That's love. We choose. And so it's like one of my coaches was saying, it's so easy sometimes, like a man comes home from work, he's tired, so are we, and let's say he just slumps on the couch and just like lays down. We can so easy be like, what are you doing? Come help me. Okay, it's your turn to hold this kid. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, so you know, get into that mode. Or it's a choice. It's a choice. You could remember you have this one union in this life, and it's with you and your lover, your king. And when you sit down, you greet him with an open heart. Okay, that's that feminine privilege we get to share, because hopefully the man only gets to experience us. They don't get to, you know, touch other guys and do hugs, and hopefully they aren't getting no hugs from other women. They're loyal. We're the only vessel, the only person that can give them that connection and touch. And so we have this choice. Do I sit down? Do I help him take off his shoe or whatever, even if his sock is stinky, right? It's in that devotion. Do I kneel down on my knees if I need to, and or hug him, or lay my head on his chest? All of this is devotion. All of this is a choice, because women want to be like loved and cherished and just ravished of all these amazing things, but we get to choose, and our level of just presence and openness will activate that connection and response from the man, and it's a win-win. I'm gonna be very curious to see what questions you girls have here. But the other thing is, help your man win. This is not, oh, I'm gonna test him to see if he's successful. Oh, you don't remember this date. Oh, yep, I can't trust you. No, help him win. If you are, in terms of like biology and territory, if his territory is his family, you, the kids, help him win. Help him be the leader, the man that wins and succeeds, because his success is your success and everyone celebrates. When women come in this attitude, closed off, well, guess what I like? Oh, you don't even know, after all these years, I love, you know, peonies, these flowers, or, you know, oh, and you don't know I hate daisies. And no. If your love language is words of affirmation, let him know how that means to you. If you, you know, desired, let's say he makes mistakes with flowers, and like, wow, he got you flowers, but like he messed up on the type, he get you daisies again. You're able to, when you drop down clean, clear energy. No one's saying suppressing yourself. No one's saying abandon yourself. No one says pretend you're fine and just accept these ugly daisies for the rest of your life. Like, no one's saying that. Always find a time that makes like sense. Like, we don't want to just dump, right? The worst thing you want to do is a man gives you flowers and you just look at them right away and do that. Have a nasty look. We don't want to do that. But like, sometimes there's wisdom in having certain appointments, right? Permission to, let's say I'm talking to my husband and say, hey honey, I love that you thought of me when you were driving home, and you decided to, like, it was so out of your way, and you got out of the car, pulled over, and got me flowers. Like, that makes me feel so special and so happy. Like, I love smelling flowers. I don't know, right? You guys can get the gist of like conveying what that feels like to you. And then you get to say, you know, I actually really like peonies, those little pink fluffy, like, oh, here's actually a little picture. I love those. You know, daisies, they're cute. Or maybe you say another time, I don't know, they're not necessarily your style, but like, I love peonies. And I do think that there's wisdom, and this isn't about like, wow, you made a mistake. It's the thing is, ladies, don't get so caught up in language. Men process language different than us. That's why we have these healing groups. That's why we're all talking. That's why we're connecting with emotions. That, you know, men, they're all about energy and tone. And so it's going to be less about, oh, I don't love daisies, as much as it's your tone. I don't love daisies though. I don't. Or, oh, daisies. Thanks. Right? Like, that's gonna say to him way more than like, oh, actually daisies are my least favorite flowers, but I love blah blah blah. Anyways, these are just reminders about you. We all have the choice to drop down and cultivate that energy of devotion. Sometimes even I have to remind myself, I'm not even married that long, but I am committed to have honeymoon for the rest of my life. Because I've seen women who have it, so that's what I'm gonna believe. But I just think about, like, I can get in the automatic routine life. Oh, he came from work. Oh, I gave him food. Oh, I cleaned that out. Oh, I opened. Oh. Or I can learn how to pause and be present. And what's it gonna take away when you glance at your husband, or you smile, or give him a little wink, or whatever it is? What's that gonna take away? That's for you, because remember, everything in the feminine is for you. You taking a break, you taking a breath, you smiling, right? The way you touch your hair, the way you laugh at something openly. That's for you to enjoy your life, and the male benefits from that. And so, like, even sometimes I have to remind myself, like, okay, my husband's coming home, blah, 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 blah. Wait, pause. Get into that present state. I'm in relationship with my man. This is what I've been praying for my entire life. Right? I'll use that little perfume on me because I love it, first of all. And then he said he likes that smell too. Cool. Why not? Why not enhance our life? And if I have to remember what that felt like when I would be so excited to see him on a Friday after not seeing him for a week, right? We all can do that. Cultivate that energy, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna see this man. Really cute. I'm so excited, right? Like, that's the magic of us co-creating and tapping into these energies, okay? So hopefully this is some stuff for y'all to chew on, okay? Talking kind of quiet because my husband's not far. Hopefully you can tune in. And I really hope that this is something that really helps you have that, like, divine union that you all desire.